Hi, welcome or welcome back. Welcome back. So today, let me go back and do that again. Welcome or welcome back. I had to um, get some things ready before I actually record this video. And even though I record my videos perfectly imperfect because my goal is just to, get the information and get it out there. I have been thinking of, well, not thinking, but, focusing on learning how to edit so you guys can get more better, get better videos. I noticed that when the videos are edited and the cuts are right, it leads me to want to look at the videos longer. And so while I'm on that journey, I ask that you stay, and maybe we can have this talk again in 6 months. We'll see. But before I go to bed every night, especially during the week, what I like to do is I like to sit down with a cup of either um, tea, preferably, or I would probably just like mix some coffee. I drink it cold if it's at night, um, with some almond creamer, and just drink it decaf for the most part, and just have finish off my coffee, and then I try to get in my last cup of water. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've been doing a very poor job at that. I'm going to work on it though. So tonight, this is really not a bookish rant. I just want to share with you some of the things that I've been up to in my some of my journals. I know I have a video, my 2025 journals, that I'm actively working in, which is more than 25, but I only gave you 25. I think I gave you 26 because I showed my planner. So it's a mixture of planner and journals. But anyway, I'll link that video. But for today, I am being focusing on this title right here: America Media Trying to Silence Black Voices Globally. And so part of my part of my ability to get everything out and not um, look at the world as everything is in one vacuum. um, I like to look at different aspects of my life journey. I chose American Media Try to Silence Black Voices. This comes on the firing of Joy Reid from the Readout. Big fan of hers. MSNBC. Um, I want to get the story right. I don't think that she was terminated. I think they took her from her time slot, and then they gave her an option of another lesser position, for less money, way less money. And so, it comes on um, this whole DEI conversation we're having here in the United States now, where black and brown people are being attacked for just being who they are, right? Regardless if they put in the work and a hard time. I will say this: when you see a black face in prominent places, trust me when I say they put in the time compared to some of their white male counterparts. And that's just the truth. Everyone wants to say, well, I've worked hard, I've worked to get here. But let's just be honest and let's just be frank about everything that's going on. This administration, the Trump administration 2.0, Project 2025, If you have any time to read it, it's still on the internet. I went ahead and printed it out this past summer and read it myself. Its goal is to um, exterminate and eliminate every race except for the white race in America. It's going back to the 50s, you know. And when we say make America great again, a lot of you all, not me, say let's make America great again. America was already in the process of being as great as it's going to get. And I come up in an era where I've seen the progression. I am a child of the 80s. So I've seen, what crack and cocaine has done to our neighborhood. I've seen the rise and the fall of HIV. I've seen, the rise and the fall of urban neighborhoods. It has been turned into this taboo language, right? Where you stay in the city or you stay in the city. Which side of town or which state are you from? Um, and it's unfortunate because when you do that, you eliminate getting to know people on a more personable level because the media and politicians have bunched us into one groups to where we're not even having these conversations amongst each other. Over this past weekend, and this is what February, I will say the weekend of February 21st. I think it happened before then. Y'all have to excuse me. I have like several cats, and so I'm always feeling like there's like fur around my nose because, yeah, they're everywhere in my house. Um, a lot of Republican representatives, they were going to their hometown, having town hall meetings, and their constituents were questioning them harshly, as so they should, right? These are the people you voted in to speak on your interests, and you should hear these talking points that these Republican officials gave. And it's ironic because I saw several clips of several different representatives, and they all started off with the same talking points. They blamed the Biden administration for the economy. And I'm going to need everybody to be mindful and be careful what you say before you blame Biden for anything that's going on in this current situation. Okay? Yeah, so it was Biden and the Biden administration. They were blamed for the state that that we're dealing with now. And I will say this. I think people need to wisen up to why are they voting for people because they have a D or because they have a R by their name. Oh, I just got fur all in my nose. Sorry. A D or R by their name, right? Democrats and independents, they are more likely to vote for a Republican official if they know their record. Republican voters are never like that. And the unfortunate part about it is, we have been, well, you all have been, because not me, have been duped into believing that Republicans run the country better. If we just did our history, and it's accessible, right? If we have just done our history and look at their policies and look at, the progression of how, everyone has come a long way. Minorities have come a long way. Women, black and white, have come a long way because of our policies. I think that you'll be wise enough to think about not having the Republicans running up the deficit sky high like they always do. I don't know where everyone get this idea is that Republicans, they are conservative, they are more proficient, they are more budget minded. And I mean, in every poll I've seen, and this is something that I really did not pay attention to until Trump was in office. So I'm just as guilty, right? I've been voting since I was 18. But I do know this. Um, when Clinton was in office, we were at a surplus. Democrat president. Then we get Bush back into office, right? And what happened? He tanked the economy because of his policies. And then we get Obama. Not only was he the first mixed race black president in the White House, okay? So he has to deal with racism. He has to deal, with other things, the economy. Like he get there, he get in the White House, and it is because of black and brown folks that he was able to serve 2 terms, right? But one thing I will say, so he got there and he cut the deficit. Like he got the economy up because we had if anybody was around in 2008, 2009, they know the economy sucked, and we have Bush to thank for that, right? So while we're in the scramble, we elect our first black president, and everyone think because we have our first black president, we're in post-racial harmony. We're never in post-racial harmony. What it did was bumped up creative microaggressions. Okay? And so instead of saying, you know what, let's try to figure out how we're going to work with him, the Republicans plotted all 8 years of his presidency to make it a failed presidency. And I would say some of that is beholden on us. Well, not me, because I voted every opportunity I got, from local to presidential elections. So you have to vote your local elections and your presidential elections. This don't come out every 4 years. Like really, if you are as active, you should be voting every year and a half, because there's always school elections, there's always mayoral elections, there's always, like every other year, Senate and Congress elections, and then we have the president every 4 years. But sometimes people don't listen until that 4th year comes, but then all the damage is done. So stay active in your communities. But I'm getting off this message, and I really want to get back to my journaling for tonight. But I want to leave with this. I want to finish this part off right here. Is that so after Obama, there was this lash from white conservative, the Tea Party, our everybody in the white hemisphere, right? They did not want to see a multicultural world where black and brown people were highlighted and were rightfully so given opportunities they should have had a long time ago. Not to say that these black and brown people, they weren't there. They've been working their way up just like everybody else. But you better believe, anytime you see a black person in the spot that they have put in the work 10 times as hard. 10 times. I want to say 10 times, over 10 times. And so I think it's unfair when I see black and brown people being demoted because of their origins, because of their skin color, because we have a president who loves mediocrity and loyalty over proficiency and experts. it's unfortunate. And that's what we're living with right now today. So there was a cooling down period, right? And so Biden, he's in the White House, and he, once again, you have a Democrat president cleaning up the bullshit from Republicans. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This mess that we have here now, while I'm recording this, I don't like to see my president, the person that, who's supposed to be running our country, is tilting on putting our young men and women in another war. Why do you think they're beefing up um, the the arsenal, for weapons and more troops for the borders and stuff like that, you know? And then on top of that, they're trying to pass a law where the United States government, I don't know if you all heard about this, they do not want to hold United States government liable for taking care of our troops. All of you people who have voted for this, it's shameful what this government that we have right now. I'm going to say this administration because it's not everybody. This particular Republican administration, because Donald Trump is not a Republican, he's not a politician. He's a con man. And if you decide that you don't want to watch my video after this, it was nice for you stopping here, but that is the truth. And if we don't get our act together as a community and put in representatives who are going to be progressive enough to make sure that our water is safe, to make sure that our children are having free lunch and health care, to make sure that our seniors are being taken care of, to make sure that the disabled are being cared for, to make sure that we're looking to eradicate homelessness, to look to make sure that anyone who wants to go to college should go to college or get a trade. Anyone who's looking for a job or who wants to start a business, to be able to do that, we better get our shit together. We really do. This is the only country in the free world where we have rampant homelessness, mental illness, unemployment, horrible health care. Okay? And we should not have that. I'm always saying to people, whatever we put into it is what we're getting out of it. And because of the type of work that I am doing for humanity, I'm seeing a lot of neglect on the community behalf, because we're tired, right? We just want to live our life and trust our officials to do the best for us. So we put in people that we think that we can trust, but they're not speaking for the people. And so this rant can go all night. Like, these are just some of the things that I think about in the course of a day, because I am really concerned, more or less, about how the government is going to harm the people. And for those who are not paying attention and you're just going about your day, and you should be able to do that, right? We should be able to go about our day and live our life and live our best life. We should not have to wake up the next day and worry about if our water is going to be too toxic enough for us to drink it. We should not have to wake up the next day to get a letter at our door stating that, oh, you know what, we may have to draft, your family members if they're between this age and that age. We should not have to worry about that. I thought we've done all of this in the 1940s and the 50s and the 60s, but it seemed like, we cannot get out of the era because, for the most part, white people keep getting in everybody's way. And it's not all of them, which is the unfortunate part. I can't speak for the ones who are for moving forward and being a progressive and, wanting to share a like mind community with everyone. I'm speaking about the ones who are just voting in this narrow sphere, thinking that if I vote for this person, I'm going to punish the other, but it's not going to affect me. The book, the Sum of Us, and I've said this in like a few of my videos. This book is so profound. I'm going to be doing a book discussion on that book in the spring, and I hope you stay tuned for that. And it just breaks down how when you target one group, and in this case, black and brown folks, when white people target minorities or target a certain group, to try to suppress any type of victories or communities they could create, like even the liberty, to buy homes, right? Colonizing the language of corporate America. It's just a bunch of bullshit that we have to deal with. I'm tired of playing hopscotch. This is why I think I decided I wouldn't edit any of my videos and leave any of this out. So this rant is not even the type of rant that I want to give. But the truth of the matter is that, when we look out to hurt one particular group of people, whether it's black people, brown people, queer folks, anyone, we hurt everyone. And I think that's the thing most white conservatives do. Because right now, as they're laying off all these federal employees, I guess they thought that would be mostly black people. But then you go into these rural areas, right? We got farmers who receive aid. They didn't talk about those entitlements, did they? I think they were like throwing the bullseye, and it's like, damn, we got the wrong group of people. But let's just keep going, right? And then they kept throwing the bullseye. Oh, we missed that one. Oh, we got those people. Well, let's just keep going. And so they kept going until they were able to hit some targets, right? And that's where Joy Reid come in. And that's where another, a 4-star general, that's where he comes in. Then you have all of these parts moving. You have a white man from former apartheid Africa running our country. Because he couldn't be president because he's not a natural citizen, right? But he has received so much money from United States government and enterprises that they have bestowed him, right, to be the invisible president of the United States. So you have a racist president who just outwardly, and he makes it, it's so funny, because he makes it no secret now, right, that he just despises black brilliance and excellence. If you're not a white man with a penis or a woman sucking their penis, he don't like you. You're not it. You're not who I want to have in my core group. And then you have another white man from former apartheid South Africa, and I have to make this clear, that he wants to strip all the rights away from U.S. citizens, natural born citizens who have fought for these rights, to have these little privileges. But then you have a bank of corporations, businesses, and these are private sectors. Like we know some of them get federal dollars, but you're sitting up here allowing this administration to tell you how your employees should look, how your workforce should look. And I will say this, and I'm going to close this rant because I'm supposed to be journaling, and I think I will get all of this on page. Is that these corporations that we partake in purchasing their products, or we do business with them in any type, in various means, these are choices that they're making. All of them didn't do it, but a lot of them did. And I will say this, I say that they're doing it not because of fear. It's because this is how they want it anyway. You cannot tell me. It is easier for me to hire people who look like me and could possibly think like me, and I could protect that class, than to go out of your way to seek talent from a mosaic of brilliant people who are not like you, who can bring some skin to the game, who can bring ideas and everything, like this, the ultimate rainbow coalition. But white America doesn't want that. I will say this, and I'm going to really close it this time. In this journey, we need to choose how we're going to support small businesses, black and brown businesses, and other minority businesses. Because once we do away with them, like the government is doing away with the farmers, because they're going to make big pharma. Trust me when I say that. You better go get some chickens and put them in your yard or in your house or somewhere, or make a community garden where you can get your own chickens and stuff. Once they get finished breaking down these farms and giving them like a penny on the dollar and all this other stuff that they're making in the workings, if we don't get our act together, we will have no choice but to be in survival mode like we should be right now. So I'm hoping that you, the viewer, if you stayed this long, thank you. I don't know how this rant is going to turn out. I really should be finishing up my writings, but I encourage you to get involved. Get involved at any point that you feel like you'll be helpful. Whether it's reading an article and sharing it with someone, whether it's having the conversations with your community members, whether it's, even getting people out to vote or understanding the voting process, right? I am on a journey to supporting independent media. I'm not watching. For one, I don't have cable. I got rid of cable a long time ago because I just think cable is a scam. I'm just going to tell you guys. With the YouTube universe, I don't need to watch anybody's entire show. It ain't that serious. Like, I can watch the news sporadically, or I can read about it and be good. I like to learn from other, like in different avenues. So I spend a lot of my time. I may watch a documentary, write, read every now and then. I love to watch a good film to unwind, listen to a good audio book if I'm not reading it, just relaxing, doing art projects, painting, stuff that's going to, keep me grounded. But in the midst of that, all of that other stuff that's going on with the media and how, Elon Musk and all these other billionaires are trying to buy all this media so they can turn into state media where you can only get one message, right? Because if you're constantly telling someone this is what you're going to listen to, inevitably weak-minded people will fall for it. So you have to choose where you're going to be at this point of the game. And that is just the truth. So I think I'm done with this rant. I'm actually getting ready, like I said, to do some journaling. And then I also have my planner that I look into on a nightly basis. I have a weekly planner, but I do a monthly planner, but I also like to do my weekly list and write down a few things that I need to get done for tomorrow. And then I also have my daily planner where I close that out with I have this circular journal method that I use. And one day I'm gonna do a flip through. I think I did a flip through. I have some older videos where I write about my day in a circular method. So I write about how I want my day to look or something that's happened in the morning, and then I just take it block by block. It's different from this one because this one right here I just write down things that I'm going to do or something that I've done. Every now and then I put a list in there, and then I will put like maybe a to-dos right here and affirmations, how I feel in the morning, and then towards the back, which I don't think I'll be sharing this, but I journal in the back of my common planner as well. So I think, at some point I will share this with you guys. This one and my daily, which is over here, and even my journal, my affirmations journal. I think at some point I will do a flip through to let you guys just to show some pages and let you know what was on my mind when I was talking about it. I won't go into the America media rant anymore. Although it's a good introduction. Yeah, the power of writing your thoughts down and looking at it, you know, maybe a year from now, right? I don't know how long I will have this particular journal. This is Tomoe paper, F50, I think it's 52 GSMs, which is very, very thin. So I'll have some time in here to write down some of my thoughts. And it's not every day that I write in this particular journal. This is my affirmations journal. But I do try to pull it at least once or twice a week. In the beginning, I was trying to write in every day, but I stopped because I realized I had other journals and diaries that I write in. So, and that's a whole nother story. I'll share that with you guys some other day. Oops, I closed it. Let me get back to this. Yeah, so I'm going to turn off this camera and I'm going to write right now. So I want to thank you for joining me in my late night rant. I don't think I'm going to edit any of this. So, yeah, just skip the parts that you don't care to hear. And I'll check you in my next video. Thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye.